Hello, and in today's video we will take a look at another scenario where civilization starts over. Test and random thing. Yeah, well, first event of course has to be this. First up, uh, big rush shots, like 100 for example. To clean this area out, you go deep into Central Europe. Discovered not that much, you know, around like that. Also, this Greek country is a thing. This is this first wave of expansion this episode. It might seem like a lot though. Anyways, next event. To get it back to 6. Anyways, next event. I'm gonna turn off my ideologies layer. Actually, I'm gonna keep it on. Because first event is a very big event. No, this layer. First up, erase this. Oh, I'm kidding. But erase this bubble. This country is now much different. And decided instead they would rather be democratic. So yeah, here's a democratic country. Forgot to do this one. They're also democratic. Yeah. Anyways, next event. If I decide is this team forming up in a small area. I'm gonna zoom in a bit just to make it a bit easier. Anyways, they take Gibraltar. It's a very small land area, or you could say mass. Yeah. Player 4 needs an up. This has obviously been discovered. Back end. There's Pink Galicia. Yeah. Never thought to see a Pink Galicia, but here they are. I will update all layers at the end of the episode. It's just more convenient to use this right now. And that, yeah. Next event, of course, you have to take a look at the Botanic Revolution. It's very simple. Starts to win over, but no, not the right color. To get the right color in order to make this a fair revolution. If that happens, which makes them do this. And yeah, that was easy. So that's when rebels pop up. So like, yeah, very, very weird war, but they just look the exact same, except the different color, but they were conquered. And then we're changing ideologies in this episode. Anyways, this happens. Yeah, they make a big colony, and Cornwall does the same. This is kind of the great Irish race trying to cut them off. Meanwhile, the Irish country gets some Scottish land. Weird border though. Yeah, that's nice. So anyways, this, yeah, and that, yeah, that's their land claim. is next. Slabistan gets even bigger. They're no longer a slab, of course. That's due to stuff, but that's a really weird dot. So things. And I'm gonna turn off ideology for a bit. This country has a bigger expansion, fortifying heavily. I could use the paintbrush. Let's see how bad that would be. Not that bad. Paintbrushes. But we have another rebellion in this country as very small amount of separatists. Hybrid separatist government motion. Merge and yeah. Looking too good. They also attempt an offshoot in here. Very weird situation. They continue. And then the blue team, it gives them independence. So in the peace tree, you know what? And Lemon Country. The Lemon Country is doing that. And they decide the Lemon Country annexes some land from this team. Because it's the Lemon Country. Yeah. This is the only, so I'm in orange now. No, this is not lemon enough. They're now the Lemon Country. Lemon Country. Made a mistake. I'll clean that up later. Anyways, a group forms over here that is pretty big. Also takes Scotland or whatever this island's called. Yeah. And because we need this country in the world, we've got the legendary country that is from many places. We're talking about Poland. No. Yeah, that's nice. And Poland on the side of this is the Polish. They take this island and that. Yes. Next event is over here as we see this red team. It's a big expansion. We are officially in the age of expansion. And they're looking to become Italy. Next event is the green team decides to take a lot of land, cutting off their puppet. The blue team decides to take a lot of that, but the red team decides to take a little bit more, and they decide to cut off them. And of course the pink team decides to cut them off, making this really weird race. And the blue team doesn't want to mix out. Now, the concept of uniting is not fun. These two kind of want to ally, but Greece is a big one. But they'd rather expand, as you see now. Making a landing on Crete. The second half goes to this native Cree group. That's an. And this 1 pixel decides it kind of wants to be its own thing, but not really, so they just give it to them. They take slightly more land. Now this leader is very big. Anyways, also, since there's so much empty space, I'm just gonna make 1,000,000 different countries. Yeah, these are just random countries. Like blobs for some reason, because they like literally suck. I don't know, but they're just countries, okay? Makes no sense. And they expand and this one will form. This one's a special one. The most, oh. That's a better color. Yeah, and this. That's it. For all countries. And even though they just formed this episode, you know, they have to expand a bit. Some slightly more land. And then land over here, taking all that. They're becoming big Sweden. Yeah, I don't know how. But that was a lot of stuff. Why don't we just go over to Asia? Yeah. First event, yeah, you see this team form. That's nasty, but pretty close to the ground. You got this guy, who's a big explorer. And by Chris, the underground, led by the legendary Chris. If you don't know who Chris is, he's a fake guy. But Chris is pretty famous for creating a concept called math, which is just if math were actually didn't make any sense and everyone didn't believe it, and it was the government's secret weapon. So yeah. Anyways, this guy created math. And with that power of this mathematical algorithm, he created an algorithm for exploring and is actually able to discover part of Japan. Yeah, that's how important he is. Yeah, slight and all of that is done. He is a legendary explorer. That is way too big. That is called the line. Where no one returns. Anyways, this Chinese country gets. And then, yeah, this Chinese country gets that. Wait. What layer is this? Yeah, the blue team's on this layer. I'm just checking. The blue team doesn't expand at all. This team. Take this, and the first war in Asia happened. Where it's a weird war. Wait. That is the exact same color. Oh, yeah. Anyways, they do expand a lot. Example, this much. And the first war will emerge. Them versus them. As a surprise attack on Korea is launched. Then an island campaign that ends up in the mainland. They want to surrender, but you know what? They're very strong. Decide that they're no business. And they managed to get here. Luckily, they recruited an ally. Able to push back. More like regular. Who's their ally, you ask? So, no, but somehow didn't take that. I'll use Purple China. Purple Chinese troops round up, and they take the whole country somehow. And in the peace treaty, I'm gonna rewind. Oh. Yeah, I think that's all back to normal. So in this peace treaty, we see this. And yeah. The regular Chinese government and the regular Korean government losing a lot of their lands to this thingy, to this. Immediately, Korea decides to have an expansion run. Example, that, and the Yellow Team also does, allowing a very cool race that also take part of the coast of Japan. And they also take part of Japan, not as much. New, very close territory. And the purple team does some mainland expansion. And I'm probably dragging everything out, so yeah, I don't care. Yeah, and this is funny. But yeah, you know Pyrenesia from Wixo? I'll make my own version of Pyrenesia called Great Plarsk. Or I don't know, this is just random country. Looks very weird. I just regular paintbrush, yeah. I'm gonna recolor him slightly to make him the exact color I need. So yeah, that. Anyways, that is not gonna be it because I don't want it to be it. What's another good thing to do? This will be a very long episode also because I have nothing else better to do than record. So yeah. This thing expands. Oh, and at this stage I'm allowed to use that. And some of that is useful. Anyways. How about yeah, the Azale Tazrong Independence War regions of this country keep getting bombarded. I'm gonna change the color later, but yeah, so far that's it. Is the guy comes into power and is very unpopular, so the old king's son decides to make a rebellion. It's really good. Taking this opportunity really well to the orange, the communist one, the pink one though, they're more mongrels a bit, you could say, come invading in. They have a really good military. It's an underrated military, so they're able to manage it. They're able to get so much land. This is the fall of the red team. As well as this is very unrealistic. Their military is so big. And in this peace treaty, getting the correct borders I like. These borders are pretty nice. There's a brick wasted. They're an amazing breakaway though. They are extraordinary. They annex a small bit. Another big. Additionally, because of the war, got harder to manage some separatists, so they had to let a couple things go. First up, this thingy. I have to do it a different way. Nice. And pencil to draw. No, and this TLT. So yeah, the red team's been heavily beaten back. Oh, and how's this country so big? It's this is a weird. Oh, and also this country got some land in the peace treaty as a certain measure, and it creates this Balkan-like area. Layer 4 is on right now. Next event is this. No, that's not it. This country. This is a hint. Might be a colon. They might discover the Americas. I don't know, but that's what I want to have in mind right now. This is the only reason I'm making them is to discover the Americas, and yeah, their border's already weird. Heck. They're gonna take a lot of Scotland, and this island thing, screw, is gonna take the rest. Yeah. Meanwhile, UK wants to become huge. This is their peak land, so it's gonna take a lot. Example. This is a lot of land, and they shouldn't have all of it. Which is why the Irish country speaks out. You know, they might collapse soon also, and the Irish country heavily ramps up their Ireland funding. As you can tell, I'm having way too much expansion. The age of expansion has started, and that is brought together by this Irish thing. It's a variation of Ireland, if it were as huge as it possibly could be. So yeah, big island. And the last event of this video is, this is the last expansion of this video. There's one more event afterwards, this kind of ties to it. This expansion, this country is a huge country, and seeing as how small this is, there's no like pink. There is like a I'm checking. I think I could this rebellion sweeps the lower levels of the country by storm. Take this. But I'm just gonna get the sides ready. They take a lot back. But they see this and they wreck them. But they do this. But they end up doing this. And so they call for peace, and the peace treaty looks very similar, except for this changes. Right now it looks like this. And that is going to be it for this video. See you.